Hello children, welcome to the today's session, day 6, social science. So children, in the previous class, we discussed the introduction about our fundamental rights. So now, first of all, in the previous video we discussed two important amendments takes place in our constitution, which are nothing but 42nd amendment and 44th amendment. Children, 42nd amendment takes place in which year? 1976, and 44th amendment, that is takes place in the year 1978. So now today we will discuss the complete information about our fundamental rights in depth. So in the first session of the fundamental rights, I told to you initially there are 7 fundamental rights, but at present we have only 6 fundamental rights. What about another one? The right to property, that is eliminated from that list. Now it is considered as a constitutional right. Okay, let us move on to the next slide. Here, fundamental rights. So children, how many fundamental rights we have? There are 6 fundamental rights. So here we will discuss these fundamental rights with respective articles. First of all, before we are going to talk about fundamental rights, in the constitution preamble we discussed that there are a lot of topics in our constitution that we are adopted from other constitution, right? In the same manner, the concept of fundamental rights we are taken from the American constitution. In the American constitution, these fundamental rights are termed with bills of right. So from the American constitution we are adopted this fundamental right concept. Okay, here we go. I told you there are 6 fundamental rights, right? So here this diagram explains to you the 6 fundamental rights along with the respective articles. So children, which is our first fundamental right? Our first fundamental right is right to equality. Right to equality. So here article 14 to 18 in our constitution, that is deal with right to equality. Before that, our fundamental rights are incorporated in the third part, article 12 to 35. Listen this key point very carefully children. In the third part of Indian constitution, article number 12 to 35 describing about our fundamental rights, a part of that right to equality, it is a first fundamental right, article number 14 to article number 18. So now the second fundamental right, right to freedom of expression, right to express, we can say that. So now here the article number 19 to 22, article number 19 to 22, that is right to freedom of expression. So now third one, right against exploitation, that is article number 23 to 24, article number 23 to 24. After that, right to freedom of religion, article number 25 to 28, article number 25 to 28. And cultural and educational rights, cultural and educational right, article number 29 and 30, article number 29 and 30. And finally, right to constitutional remedies, that is article number 32, article number 32. Dear children, what about article number 31 here? 31, that article number 31 describes about right to property. So we know that is eliminated right. Due to that reason, you may not found article number 31 in the list of all fundamental rights. Article number 31, that is describes about right to property. Okay children, let us move on to each and every fundamental right now. Yes, first one, really we are a citizens of India. If you are a citizen of India, then we have to follow, we have to enjoy these fundamental rights. So now, yes, we are all citizens of, we are all proud to be citizen of India, and we are enjoying all these fundamental rights. So here our first fundamental right, that is right to equality. Right to equality, article number 14 to article number 18. Article number 14 to article number 18. My dear children, India is a one of the largest democratic country. So the success of a democracy, it is depending upon this right. The success of democracy depending upon this right. So as per this right, right to equality, all the citizens are equal before the law. No one is above the law and no one is below the law. Every citizen is equal. Every citizen is equal. So here there should not be a discrimination. What is the meaning of the word discrimination? Ill treating. Ill treating means what? You are a particular category, I am a particular category. You are the lower than us. Your category is lower than our category. So these kind of things are known as discrimination. So as per this article, as per this fundamental right, discrimination is prohibited. After that, untouchability. Untouchability is a punishable offense. What is the meaning of the word untouchability, children? Untouchability means, see, you may observe, right, in the ancient days, in the ancient days, in a village, there are lot of superstitions are there. In that village, higher caste people and higher status people, they are ill treating lower category people. They are not allowing them to come into the temples. They are not allowing their children to learn education in the educational institutions, and even they don't have any right to take water from the wells also. So those kind of practices are prohibited as per this fundamental right. Children, here you have to remember one article, that is article number 17. Article number 17. Article number 17, that is related to untouchability. So now, as per this right, as per right to equality, every citizen in India, they are equal opportunity in the government services. All the citizens to get opportunity equally in the government administration as per right to equality. So my dear children, you are the citizen of India, you are equal, and along with that remaining people, all the citizens are equal in front of the law. So how like other people are having opportunity, in the same manner even you also having opportunity to enjoy all the government facilities, and moreover that all the people are free to enter any kind of religious temples, restaurants and any kind of institutions which are maintained by the government or other institutions. So children, I hope you are very clear about this right, that is right to equality. Okay, let us move on to the next fundamental right, right to freedom. So here, right to freedom is a one of the important fundamental right. So here article number 19 to 22, article number 19 to 22 describes about right to freedom, right to freedom of speech. As per this fundamental right, one can express his own opinion. Yes, whatever I will think, I can express my own opinion, but through my opinion, other feelings, other person feelings should not get any damage. That is the important one. As per right to freedom, one can express his own feelings but others' feelings should not be disturbed as per this one. And any person has a right to conduct meetings without any arms. All the persons they have right to conduct meetings without arms, and they can establish organizations also, and you can live anywhere in our country. We are the citizen of India. We have the right to live any place in India. No one can object you, and no one can be arrested without any proper reason. So this is arresting a person without a proper reason, that is against to the fundamental right to freedom. So if a person is arrested by the policeman, means compulsory there should be a proper warrant, there should be a proper reason to arrest that person. So we can enjoy this right under right to freedom. Even the arrested person should submit in the court within a particular time framework. So this is the second fundamental right, children, that is right to freedom, article number 19 to article number 22. Let us move on to next fundamental right, that is right against exploitation. Right against exploitation. What is the meaning of the word exploitation here? Means damaging the rights of other people. Damaging the rights of other people, or any kind of torture, harassment, those will comes under exploitation. So here, under this right, we have to prevent exploitation of women and exploitation of children, especially. Under this right, we have to prevent exploitation of children and exploitation of women. And begging, devadasi system, forced labor is prohibited. Begging means already, do you know, right? Is it clear or not? And devadasi, do you know what is meant by Devadasi system? In the ancient India, some of the women are dedicated their life completely in the service of a god. Devadasi. Deva means god. Dasi means servant. A woman, by what we can say, that by rejecting all her rights, if she dedicated her life towards God, means that is known as Devadasi. And after that, sati system. Sati system also prohibited. I think you may get to know the information about sati system, children. Sati system, about sati system, right? Here, in the ancient time, if the husband is died, means the wife also has to sacrifice her life along with the husband death. So a great person from the British government, Lord William Bentinck, along with him, our important reformer, so Rajaram Mohan Rai, they both of them, they are removed this kind of practice from India. And after that, forced labor. What is the meaning of the word forced labor? Means if a person is forced to work in a particular field without any of his interest, without any of his interest, if a person is forced to be work in a place, that is known as forced labor, that is also prohibited. And finally, employing children in a particular field, especially below the age of 14, that is very important. Below the age of 14, employing a child below the age of 14, that is punishable offense. Here, children, you have to be consider article number 24, article number 24, that is describing about child labor. So child labor is a punishable offense. Child labor is a punishable offense. So these are the things will comes under right against exploitation. So let us move on to next slide. Right to freedom of religion. Children, India is a secular country. India is a secular country. So I told to you already, as per 42nd as per 42nd amendment, the word secular is incorporated in our constitution. As per 42nd amendment, this secular word incorporated. As per this word, in India, more religions are there. Hindus are there, Jains are there, Buddhism, Sikhs, Islam, Christians are there, right? But majority of people in India Hindus. But Indian government does not declare Hindu religion is a national religion. So here our government are not giving importance to any of one religion. Every religion is equal in front of the law. So no religion will be above the law, no religion is below the law. So that is known as secular. India is a secular country. So now here, as per this fundamental right to freedom of religion, you are the citizen of India. You are free to follow any kind of religion as per your wish. You can promote your religion also, but you should not force other people to convert them into your religion. So if you are interested about any particular religion means, you can follow any kind of religion as per your wish and will. That is a privilege we have under right to freedom of religion, article number 25 to article number 28. My dear children, as per 42nd amendment, this word is incorporated into our constitution preamble. Our constitution preamble. As per this right, as per this fundamental right, India is a secular country. So our government is not giving importance to any one of the religion. All the religions are equal in front of the law. Okay, let us move on to next one. Cultural and educational rights. So we will start discussion of this right with one statement. The statement is nothing but, in India there is a unity in diversity. Unity in diversity means different language peoples are there, different religion peoples are there, and different caste peoples are there, different regions peoples are there. Even though we are different in our culture, we are different in our race, we are different in our color, we are different in our language, but we are all belongs to one country. That concept is known as unity in diversity. As per this fundamental right, it is a duty of state government to protect own language, script and culture. Example, uh, it is a responsibility of a government to protect our own language, and we have to protect our own script as well as culture. Example, every state they have different forms of dancing styles and different languages. Example, in Karnataka, in our state Kannada, we have to, it is a responsibility to the government to protect our language as well as our culture as well as our script. So we have to enjoy all cultural as well as language as well as remaining rights. So as per this fundamental right, cultural and educational right, article number 29 to 30, article number 29 to 30, it is a responsibility to the state government to protect our own language. So look at the picture children carefully. So here different kinds of form dancing styles will be there, as well as different kinds of peoples are there. So we have to protect our own culture as well as religion and everything, and our language also. It is all about the right cultural and educational rights. Okay, let us move on to the next one. Yes, here one of the important information you must know children, that is all about 86th amendment. 86th amendment children, 86th amendment takes place in the year 2002. So far we discussed three amendments, right? 42nd Amendment, 44th Amendment and 86th Amendment. 42nd Amendment 1976, 44th Amendment 1978 and 86th Amendment, that is in the year 2002. As per this amendment, children, education made fundamental right. As per the article 21A, very important, as per the article 21A, education became a fundamental right. Education became a fundamental right. So it is a duty to the government to provide, it is a duty to the government to provide education to the children. What kind of education? Primary education in the year 6 to 14 years. Again I will repeat, children. So education made one of the fundamental right as per 86th amendment in the year 2002, article number 21A. As per that article, education became a fundamental right and state government is responsible to provide education, compulsory education to the children whose age will be 6 to 14 years. Under this information, under this right, in Karnataka, RTE, that is right to education, right to education, implemented from the year 2009 onwards. Right to education, that in Karnataka, so implemented from the year 2009. See children, one key point I will say here, a right to education in Karnataka implemented with concept that is known as drudgery. Drudgry. Drudgery means workplace. Drudgery to school, bringing children from the workplace to the school, that is a major concept of right to education. Drudgery, Drudgry, drudgery to school, drudgery to school. So this is the information you must know, children. 86th amendment 2000, article number 21A, that made education is a fundamental right. Next, let us move on to next one, the last fundamental right, that is right to constitutional remedies. See, this is very important fundamental rights among all. So through this right, a citizen can protect his fundamental rights. Through right to constitutional remedies, article number 32, a citizen can protect his fundamental rights. If anything will happens to your fundamental rights by individual, by the state government or by the central government, you may directly appeal in the Supreme Court. You may directly appeal in the Supreme Court. That is the reason why Dr. B.R. Ambedkar termed this right as heart and soul of the Constitution. Article number 32 is considered as heart and soul of the Constitution. So anything will happens to our fundamental rights means which authority we are approaching? Supreme Court we are approaching. That is the reason why Supreme Court is known as the protector of our fundamental rights. Very important key point, children. As per right to constitutional remedies, if anything will happens to your fundamental rights, we can appeal in the Supreme Court. Due to that reason, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar called this right as heart and soul of the Constitution. Supreme Court is considered as the protector of our fundamental rights. Even high courts have the power to pass some writ. Writ means what, you know? Appeal. Whatever the appeal we are making in the court, that is known as writ, as per the article number 226. Listen here, even the high court can pass an order to protect our fundamental rights as per the article 226. So this is a privilege we have, children, as a citizens of India. So my dear children, so far we discussed complete information about our 6 fundamental rights from the article number 14 to from the article number 32. So continuation to the fundamental rights, that is all about writ petition. Writ petition, we will the continuation for the class writ petitions means, here I mentioned the word, right? Actually high court having some power to pass some of the writ petitions as per article number 226, right? What are those writ petitions we will discuss in the coming class. So children, I hope you are very clear about today's session, that is all about the fundamental rights that is enjoyed by the all the citizens of our country. So here six fundamental rights we discussed complete information. So my sincere advice to the children, so first of all listen the class carefully. After that, whatever the key points we mentioned over here, you just make down those key points. So this is the end of today's session 6. Thank you, have a nice day.